you have a little bit of space around you. Don't worry, we're not going to cover too much ground, but I'm going to start off standing, finish off doing some seated stretches. And, you know, I'll talk you through some adaptations as well. So you can do a lot of this in sitting if you want to. Starting off, find a space around you. And just start off, we're just going to gently warm up through our body. So just starting off, sort of shrugging your shoulders up, round and back. And just feeling that the movement is going down through your spine. Like, you know, you're sort of starting to backstroke, that kind of rotation starting at your shoulders and moving downwards. Have your feet nice and wide if you're doing this and standing, so you've got a nice base of support, so you're well balanced. Okay, and then just start following with your arms. So yeah, like you're doing backstroke, so reaching up, turning back with that hand and scooping down. Really try and stretch your fingers up to the ceiling, behind you and under. So bringing some movement through your shoulders, down through your spine, and down in towards your hips. So thumb going forwards to the ceiling, scoop that arm behind and down, and then follow with the other arm. Reaching up, round and down. Back to the start position, and then just rolling both shoulders round. So scooping them up to your ears, roll them back and drop them down. So those shoulders get really, really tight throughout the day. They start creeping up to your ears, just as we get a bit, you know, tense throughout the day. So it's always quite nice to check back to your shoulders, and it's a really nice way of de-stressing. So if you breathe in, scoop the shoulders up to your ears, and then breathe out, really trying to let go of your shoulders. Again, breathing in, scoop up through those shoulders. Breathe out, and just drop them down. Let go of the tension in your neck and your shoulders. Warming up through our shoulder joints a little bit more. If you put your hands on the tips of your shoulders, and with the tips of your elbows, just imagine you're drawing circles. It can be really little circles to start with, but just lightly keep those shoulders away from your ears with your fingers, and so you're focusing on the shoulder joint, just gently warming up, and then you can start making those circles a little bit bigger with your elbows. Keep it comfortable. It should feel like you're gently warming up and a little bit stretchy, but it shouldn't be painful. And just working the range of movement that you've got at your shoulders. Okay, now I'm going to take you into a bit of a bigger stretch. So imagine you'll kind of wake up in the morning and really exaggerated stretch. So reaching up, so you're yawning, squeeze those shoulder blades together as you open your arms wide. Again, rounding your shoulders, cross your arms, reaching up as if you're yawning, stretching at the beginning of the day. Squash those shoulder blades together at the back, open up across your chest. And then we're going to do one more, adding in a big deep breath. So cross those arms, an angle you can see that I'm around your shoulders. Then open up those arms, take a deep breath in. Open up your rib cage, fill your lungs with air and breathe out as you're taking your arms back down. Shake out through those arms and do a little bit of a shake through your legs. Let go of the tension, any muscle spasm, just ease off those muscles. If you're standing, put your hands on your hips and just gently circle your hips around. If you're sitting, you can just think about lifting one hip and the other, so you're rocking your hips in sitting. If you're standing, just little hip circles, and then reverse, taking the other way, just warming those hip joints up now. So working down through our body, warming through each joint in turn. Okay, back to the start. I'm going to move back for this. So as we move down, working on our knees and ankles, you might want to hold on to something if you need to for some balance, because I'm going to get you to essentially balance on one leg. So shift your weight over to the right, freeing up this left leg, and then I'm lifting my leg a bit higher so you can see my foot. I'm going to circle my ankle. Okay, so just taking that ankle in circles. It does require a bit of balance. Hold on if you have to. If you don't have to, challenge your balance and just try and Keep your balance and balance on one leg. And reverse, go the other way. It's a bit of concentration. And reverse that ankle, circle it the other way around. Well done. Drop that down, swap over. If we're doing this sitting, you can just circle the ankle and warm it up. Hold on if you need to. As you do the same on the other side, I'll bring it in so you can see against the wall. Yeah, circling one way and reverse. So warming up through the ankle joint. And then lower that foot. You're probably not going to see this, but you kind of have to imagine what I'm doing. Spread your toes, okay? So have your feet on the floor and imagine that my hands are my feet. You're spreading your toes, okay? Difficult if you're wearing shoes, but just try and spread those toes and then scrunch them under. Spread them out. And then tuck those toes under, creating an arch under your foot. And then again, spread those toes. Try and lift those toes off the floor. Fingers, I hope you know what I mean. And then drop them, and then lift those toes and lower. We often forget about our feet. Really important with that SpA to keep those feet nice and mobile. Good, shake it out. A little bit. And then working down through our ankles again, but working on a little bit of balance as well. Standing with those feet together. If any of the Bristol group are watching, they'll know these exercises, in their sleep. So turn those feet out, keeping your heels together. I might tilt the screen so you can see my feet. Probably should have done that a bit earlier. Okay. So I've got black socks, you probably won't see. So turn your feet out. So you should feel your glutes engaging, so tighten those buttocks. And then hold on if you need to for balance, but come up onto your toes. And then squeeze your heels together, coming back down. If you're doing the sitting, just lifting and lowering your heels, keeping your toes on the floor. Squeeze those heels together as you come back down. And then one more time, lift your heels, balance if you can. And then really push those heels together, coming back down, and you'll feel your hips opening a little bit. So again, working on those hips. One more time, I might have said that already, but lift your heels, balance. Think of lifting those arms if you want to challenge yourself even more. There's quite a bit of balance involved. And then push those heels together, lower your arms back down. Really nice. Well done. Relax. Bring those feet together, a little bit further apart, and now going the other way. Keep your heels on the floor and just tap your toes. You can do this sitting, okay? So keeping those heels on the floor and just lifting and tapping those feet. You should be able to hear it on my floorboards. So again, working on that ankle mobility and also strengthening those muscles at the front of your shins that can indirectly help with your balance. Tippy tappy. Okay, well done. Shake those out. Really nice. Okay, one last standing stretch. Let's do it for our shoulders, and then we'll do some seated neck stretches. Take your arm across your body like a scarf. I'll come a bit closer so you can see this. So I'm coming across your body, just resting on the other shoulder. Hopefully you can see that, I've got a dark top on. And then hand just ahead of your elbow and just start to bring the arm round. So you're feeling the stretch at the back of your shoulder here. Now, if you want to progress this, if you want to add another stretch in, you can take it for a calf stretch at the same time. So you're going to progress it by stepping one foot forwards and pushing that back heel down into the ground. So again, a nice stretch at your calf and at your shoulder. Breathe in and out as you lunge into the stretch. And if you're doing this seated, you can just do the arms. Good stuff, so ease off the stretch of the shoulders, shake it out, shrug those shoulders, bring that leg back, and then same thing the other side. Just rest that hand on the opposite shoulder, encourage that elbow round into the stretch, so you're feeling it at the back of your shoulder joint. Slide forwards into a calf stretch, so feet on tram lines, and then driving that back heel into the ground. Take a breath in, and out. As you lightly increase the stretch and lunge forwards into the stretch a bit more. Back knee is straight, back heel driving down into the floor. Relax. Shake it out. Slide that back leg forwards. Up you come. And the last one we're going to do, I said last one, this is the last one we're going to do. This one you do have to do in standing, but you can, there's an alternative hamstring stretch that you can do in sitting, which I'll show you. It's a tabletop stretch. Always a really nice kind of go-to 30-second stretch. But it's really nice one because it stretches your upper back, lower back, hamstrings, calves, tick, tick, tick. Okay, so either using a wall in front of you, or if your wrists find that really difficult, then use a table or a work surface where you can keep more of a flat wrist. Okay, so then you're going to walk your feet back, keep those knees straight, and then just push your bottom out behind you. But try to keep those knees straight so you feel the stretch at the back of your hamstrings, the back of your thighs. Keep that head supported so you're not dangling your head. You need to keep that head supported, but then breathe into the stretch and just slowly sink your chest down towards the floor, bottom out behind you, as if you're folding forwards from your hips. So you're trying to make a tabletop shape. Okay, one more breath in. Nice big deep breath all the way into your ribs. Breathe out. Sink into the stretch. Bottom out behind you. Holding it there, but just make sure you're breathing evenly. And then to come out of the stretch, you soften your knees, slowly come out of the stretch, walk forwards. And then to finish off, we're going to work on hip flexors. So bring those hips in towards the wall or the table, back of the chair, and lean into the stretch through your hips. So you're creating a bit of an arch in your lower back. Keep your heels on the floor and feeling a stretch to the front of your thighs and the front of your hips. Looking straight ahead. You can think of chest up, shoulders back as well. So working into extension through that spine. And again, breathe into the stretch, in and out. Leaning in a bit further. Good. Again, soften those knees. Come back to the starting position and take a seat. Sorry, I'll get carried away. I'm trying to do more than just the 15 minutes, but we'll just do a quick kind of neck range of movement. So important, you're sitting, and if you've got a screen in front of you, you're watching me, make sure you're not looking down and trying to do these stretches, or looking up and trying to do these stretches. So try to keep your eyes level. So you're in a good starting position. Use some lower back support if that helps, so you're in a good starting position. And then shoulders relaxed, hands by your side, so you can hop onto the chair if that helps. And then just slowly take your head to the side. Breathe in and out as you lower into the stretch. Now, you shouldn't feel nauseous or dizzy or unwell while you're doing any of these stretches, any of the stretches. If that's the case, you have to come straight out of the position and just take a rest. Breathing in and out. Going a bit lower into the stretch. All the way. Then slowly coming back to the center. Keeping those shoulders level, shoulders still, rest of your spine still, nose and chin in line. Turn your head round to the right hand side, lead with your chin, so you don't leave that behind. Don't let those shoulders come round with you. And again, lightly breathing in and out. And try and move a little bit further into the stretch as you breathe out. Holding it there. A little bit longer. See if you can just inch round, and as those muscles relax into the position, you can usually take it a little bit further. And slowly coming back to the front to take the stretch off. Okay, in this position now, I want you to imagine you've got a ponytail and someone's pulling you towards the wall behind you. So it's the head retraction, is the movement that we call it in physio terms. But really you're trying to lengthen through the back of your neck and then draw your head back towards the wall behind you. But keep that chin in as you go. It's a glide back. Okay? You'll see it because my head just looks like it's getting smaller. So slowly drawing back, hold, but breathe into the stretch. Then go a little bit further on the next out breath. Breathing in and out. Going a little bit further. Very good. Tiny head. And relax. Other side, relax your shoulders down by side. A little bit of a scrunch, or rub your neck muscles in between these stretches, because it does, they're challenging stretches. And then do the other side. So ear to shoulder down to the left for me, or the other side, whichever one that is for you. Breathing out as you move into the stretch. Again, breathing in and out as you just lower a bit further, trying to focus on relaxing those neck muscles, allowing you to stretch them a little bit further. So it's important to breathe into the stretch and not hold your breath and force it. You have to breathe through the stretches, allow those muscles to relax, and you'll get a little bit more out of the stretch. Lovely. Slowly come back to the center. And then last one, shoulders level, everything else stays still, nose, chin in line, and leave with your chin going around to the left-hand side, as far as you can go. And again, breathing into that stretch, slowly in through your nose, and out through your mouth, working into the stretch a bit more. Again, in and out, looking around, hold, and then slowly return back to the front. Good, a little bit of a shrug through those shoulders, and a roll up, round and down. And so hopefully there's a little set that will help loosen up your upper body and neck and shoulders, but introduce a little bit of kind of foot and ankle movement, a little bit of balance, and a little bit of